All right, guys. Hello from Arizona. Let's see. Sub day. So it says sub day. Proceed with extreme caution and be on your best behavior. So today, what I need you to do is finish this worksheet. I'll go through them and help you out. I don't expect you to completely have them, but when you turn them in later, when you take a photo and send them in, they need to be all correct. So if you miss one, I'm going to not count the points. So make sure you're following me along. Hopefully, I can give you hints as we work through this. And at the end of the period, you can turn this in. If at the end of the period you have a few minutes, you can work on something from other classes. I don't want you having your phones out. No going to the bathroom today either. So let's get this taken care of, and I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, the first three problems. What is the slope and y-intercept? Remember that we're putting these in y equals mx plus b form. There's the form over there on the right. Number one says y equals 2x minus 3. Pretty simple problem. What is the m or the slope when you look at 2x minus 3? It should be pretty easy for that one. I'm just going to go ahead and write this in. You should know these, that in y equals mx plus b, the slope is the one that's right before the x. You can look at the equation over here and we see that's where the slope is. The m is the slope right before the x, and the b or the y-intercept is by itself. But this only works if this is in this form, y equals mx plus b. If it's arranged in another form, then we'll have to rearrange them to make sure it's in this form. So these first three are in this form. It should be really easy to just write down what the slope and the y-intercept are, m and b. Go ahead and write those on your paper. When you write down question number one, I want you to copy down the problem. So write down y equals 2x minus 3, and beneath it write m equals, and you should know what m equals for that one. And beneath that write b equals, and you'll be done with the question. So 1, 2, and 3 are basically the same problem. Good luck with those. If you have any questions, ask people around you. Those should take you all of a minute. When you're done with those, you can look at question number 4, 5, and 6. These are the same things, but they're tricky. They're supposed to be in y equals mx plus b form, but they're not. When I look at number 4, negative 6x plus y equals 5, I see that that's not in the right form. I want y all by itself and have y equals something x plus something. So when I look over here, first thing I'm going to probably want to do is have to move this negative 6x over to the other side of the formula, so then I can get that y equals mx plus b form. So you should know when you move the equation over to, or move something over to the other side of the equation, move a term over to the other side of the equation, it switches its sign. So now we have y equals, well, let's move 6x over to the other side, positive 6x plus 5. And now we're in y equals mx plus b form. We see the m right there and the b right there. Go ahead and show me. What you have to do is write down the problem. Show me the equation after you moved the term to the correct side, like I did in blue. And then tell me what m and b equal. So there's a little bit of writing for number 4. Number 5 and 6 are both not in y equals mx plus b form. All you have to do for 5 and 6 is move one of the terms over to the other side so that you have y by itself. Once you do that, write that new equation in y equals mx plus b form, and then just tell me what is m and what is b. So I want to see the original that I wrote down in green. I want to see the new equation that you wrote down in the correct form, and then I want you to be able to tell me from that form what's the m and what's the b. All right, for 7, 8, and 9, basically do the opposite of what we just did. Instead of giving you the formula and you tell me the m and the b, you give me the formula if my m is and b are given down there. So 7, the m is, or slope is 3/2. The y-intercept is -2. For 8, the slope is -5. The y-intercept is +5. For 9, the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is 2. And for 10, the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is 0. So can you write the y equals mx plus b forms of those? I'll help you with 7 and 8 should be really easy. 9 and 10 I'll get into in just a second. Okay, number 9, slope is 0. So if I'm going to write this equation, y equals mx plus b, and my m is 0, now I have y equals 0x, and the b is 2, plus 2. Well, 0 times anything is just 0. So I can get rid of that whole 0x because it's not going to be anything. So this is just y equals 2, which on a graph would just look like this, which just would be this line that where y equals 2. This would be a flat line. Remember how we said flat lines have a slope of 0? Because right here the y is 2, right here this is like x is 5, the y is 2. Over here then x is -4 and the y is 2. So as long as your y point is 2, that makes the equation right. But anyway, when you have a 0 for slope, you can get rid of that whole thing and just write y equals 2. So there's the answer for that one. Kind of tricky. For this one, when the slope is 2, y equals 2x plus 0, then we just leave off that because anytime 0, nothing. So this would be starting at 0, and my graph's a little off, but up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and there would be the slope. There would be the graph. So there's the two equations that you would need to have. Y equals 2, and y equals 2x. Okay, it says once you have the formulas, graph 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the same graph. So over here I made a graph, and I just realized now I messed it up a little. I didn't put it directly on the line, so it'll be a little off. But this equation over here would be y equals 3/2 x minus 2. Okay, whenever I'm going to graph it, I'm going to graph down here I'm going to start at -2. And then I'm going to go up 3 over 2 because that's what it tells me to do. Up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. And now I've got my line. All right, so another thing I forgot to mention is that when I want you to make this graph over on your paper, so go ahead and make straight lines. Use the boxes on your graph paper, like we worked before, to make straight lines. You can put them all on the same graph if you want to, but make sure you have about, I don't know, 7 or 8 boxes on the top, 7 or 8 boxes on the bottom, 7 or 8 boxes on the left, 7 or 8 boxes on the right. You should know where to start your graph at the B. You should know how to graph your graph by moving with the slope, up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. So I started at -2 and I moved up over 3. You should be able to graph 8, 9, and 10. I already graphed on the video just a second ago, so you should have all of those. Good luck. Okay, so done with that page. And there we go. On the next page, what we're going to do is your job for 12 through 16 is, for 12, you're going to look at the red line on the graph, and you're going to use the points in the red line to tell me the slope, tell me the y-intercept, or where it hits the y-axis, that line right there, the y-axis. And then using those two pieces of information, the slope and the y-axis, I want you to write over here, what is the formula for this line? For number 13, do the same thing for the pink line. You need to write what the m is, what the b is, and then you have to write what the whole equation is. Do you need to copy down these graphs? No, you don't. You don't need to copy down these graphs. You just need to put number 12, m equals, number 12, b equals, and number 12's formula. Number 13, the m, the b, and the formula. Number 14, for the green line, the m, the b, and the formula. And number 15, the m, the b, and the formula. Number 16 says, which two of these colored lines are parallel? And parallel lines are lines that have the same color, that have the same slope. So are pink and red, are green and blue, are blue and red, are pink and blue. There's two lines that have the same slope, and you can kind of tell by looking at them which ones are parallel. So same slope. You can check your answers, which have the same m. Okay, and finally, 17, 18, and 19, reduce, reduce, reduce. If you get down and there's a 1 on the bottom, take it away. We don't put 1s on the bottom. Don't make that mistake. And 20, This is a normal Sudoku. Go ahead and try to figure it out. There's numbers 1 through 6, but there's an added rule for this one. This one's called a diagonal Sudoku. You see the diagonal lines that are going left to right and right to left? That means there's also just a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 across the diagonal as well. So these aren't the right answers. I'm just going to write random answers in, but if there was like a 1, oh, there couldn't be a 1 there, but if there was like a 2 there, then a 3 here, then like a, no, it can't be, let's say a 5, let's say a 1, let's say a 4, and a 6. These are not the right answers, but you can also look at the two diagonals going left and right over here, maybe a 3, maybe a 5, maybe a, I don't know, 6, 2, a 4, and a 5. I don't know. But nope, I already put a 5 in this diagonal, so this couldn't be a 5. This could only be a 3 if I did it right, but I probably didn't. Nope, it couldn't be a 3 because of that 3. But the two diagonals also have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can use those as clues as well. So for these ones, the up and downs, the sideways, the boxes, and the diagonals will all have numbers 1 through 6. So good luck with that. If you have finished all of this and there's still a significant amount of time left, then I will put up extra credit on Delta Math for you to do as well. So check below this assignment. The Delta Math is extra credit if you're done early, and I will give you points for that. Once again, good luck. Take a picture, turn it in, be on your best behavior, and go for it.